Hey, we're live. Putting a link out there. The bird is roasting. We got a few hours to kill. We worked in the shop a little bit this morning. It's raining, so I really can't do much outside. So I figured let's do a little bit of a live. We'll see who's around. Anywho, let me text a few of my small engine buddies out there. See who's up. What is it? About 10? Yeah, a little after 10 a.m. East Coast time. So again, happy Thanksgiving to everybody. Hey, there he is. What's up there, my friend? Why don't you come on up? It's Turkey Day. We're just hanging out. It's pouring rain outside. The bird is roasting. Come on up, Tom. We can chat for a minute. Are you in bed? I know it's 11 o'clock your time, I believe, in Australia. 11 p.m. down there. But anywho, lot going on. That stainless table I bought one for me, and I bought one for Hank, and installed them. I put a backsplash on mine so I could have all my fasteners and things in jars are sitting up against the back stuff. You too, Cliff. Let's see. So we got Tom here, who's in Australia. We got Cliff. Hello, Cliff. Those in the U.S., hopefully it's a happy Thanksgiving for you. So somebody sent me this. Let's see. I'll throw it out there for you. Hold on. Somebody sent me that today. So that was cute. Anywho, who else we got? Jeff is here. 7 in Washington State. Yeah, 10 o'clock here, but it's warm today. What's the temperature here? Yesterday, it got to the 50s yesterday. It was crazy. November, and it's in the 50s. I mean, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Let's see here. What do we got today for temperature? It is in Trumbull here. 48. 48 and rain. It's supposed to rain until about 4 o'clock or so. I got a bunch of stuff I got to fix. Rodney, happy Thanksgiving. Good morning to you, Motor Coach. Happy Thanksgiving, even though you're in Canada. You had your Thanksgiving, a month ago, I think, right? You guys like a month ahead of us with Thanksgiving. So, yeah, ours. It's late, though, this year. It's late. What's today, the 28th? Yeah, so Christmas is only, 4 weeks away. So it's late this year. Yep, I was watching Jim, too. In fact, I'm going to James Condon's on Sunday. We're going to meet for breakfast. Then we're going to have a generator repair. One of the guys I work with, Wayne, who's probably watching, he's going to bring over his Generac GP7500E to my place on Saturday. I'm going to load it up. I'm going to meet Jim Condon over at his place. We're going to grab breakfast, and then we're going to work on it, and hopefully we can get that generator going. So I may do a little bit of live action there. We'll see. It's up to Jim what permissions he'll give. I don't want to give it a lot away, but everyone freaks out when they see Jim's face. It's like, oh, James Condon, he exists. He's a real person. Yeah, he is a real person. Anyway, Mr. Canuck, good morning to you. How you doing? Everyone's saying hello. So, yeah, a nice rainy day. We need the rain. We've gotten, I think, one bout of rain in the last 2.5 months. So we could use the rain. The grass, we had a lot of wildfires here. Even in Connecticut, we had wildfires. And the rain that we got a week ago put out most of it. I think there's Hank in the basement. Yo.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Oh, yeah. So we'll see what's going on. And looking forward to seeing Mr. Condon on Sunday. That'll be fun. And I finally got my backsplash up, Hank. I did that this morning.
All right.
So that's getting there. I got a ton of work. I mean, it's funny. I picked up hey, Ray. We picked up a snowblower yesterday, what the hell is it? Craftsman Murray, the 5-horse that has a shifter, like the lever that goes back and forth left to right.
In the back, huh?
Yeah, so nice little toy. It's got tall wheels, though, real thin and tall wheels. It's kind of weird. Hey, there's Erica. How you doing? I don't know if you can come up. I think, well, actually, no, it's a regular day for you guys. So you're at work. Erica's working, and so it's a regular day in Canada.
Yeah, Canada, yeah.
Yeah, we got the holiday. They got a regular work day, so I'm sure she's. But hey, Eric, where's all the videos, Erica? You spoiled us. I'm used to a video a day from Erica. Now I'm looking. I'm Jones in here. I got no videos. What am I watching? Thank God I got Scott and all the rest of the guys that I can watch their videos. I know. You gotta say, it's funny. I know it's funny, Hank. We told her don't release videos, every day. This and that. Well, now she listened to us, right? Imagine that. So anyway. No biggie. Work comes first. Definitely work comes first. So everyone's saying happy Thanksgiving. Erica's working her butt off. But yeah, so oh my God, I've got so much to do. I really do. This one guy called me up though, and he says, what did he say? It's funny. He goes, I have my snowblower outside my garage. He's rebuilding his house. Okay. He's been rebuilding the house for years. Anyway, he's got the snowblower outside the house and it's got a tarp on it. So, okay. He goes, it's going to rain. I go, yep. Should I uncover it? I go, let me ask you a question. He goes, yeah. He goes, do you use it in the snow? Yeah. I go, what is snow? And he looks at me. I go, it's going to get wet regardless. So I was like, all right. Who we got here? Rodney. What's going on, brother?
Pretty good. Yourself?
Not too bad. Happy Thanksgiving to you.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. Mine was last month, but
oh, that's right. You're Canadian, right?
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I keep forgetting about that. It's funny because we got Rodney, we got Randy, we got we got Rayleigh, we got all these different names that sound alike in the small engine community. You know, yeah, we got the generator QA coming Monday night. Those in our time area or close to it at 8:30 on Monday night. Myself with Gary here, bass guitarist Gary Bernacki, and James Condon. We're going to do a generator Q&A. We haven't done one probably in a few months, so everyone's been looking for it. So we're going to do another one. I'm going to host it Monday night. So we'll go from there. What's Video for Geeks? He's got a question about James. If you can, with James, explain how can well, Gary's here. Gary can tell you if Gary wants to tell you. He's the pro as well. He's better at the different fuels too. How can you unbond the neutral? Gary, you want to take a swig at that? If you got a minute, I know you. Well, it's holiday. I don't know if you're cooking or what, but Gary could probably take a swig at that answer. Okay, he's let's read it one more time. If you can explain how you can unbond the neutral on those GP Generacs, as Generac is no help at all. So unbonding the neutral, and then how he hooks up his oscilloscope hookup. He answered someone. If you go back to our last generator chat, someone asked that question and they answered it. So I'll see if I can find it and post it. But if not, go to the last one we had. Someone answered how his oscilloscope is hooked up. I don't know, Gary, was that you or was that James? But somebody told him how he hooked it up. Hold on, Wayne's here. Hold on. Hey, Wayne.
Hey, how you doing?
Who else?
Hey, how you doing, Wayne?
Klaus, you got no camera. Where are you? There
Hey,
you go.
Hey, Ken, I don't think your last lives, you can see the chats. So
With James and that, it depends how you log in. If you log in via YouTube versus, because we all advertise it on our channels, and it depends what channel you're on. For example, if someone types in my chat, it won't show up if you're watching via James, Gary, or StreamYard. So it's kind of weird in that regard. You have to, I don't want to tell everyone don't visit the other channels. I want them to visit the channels that they frequent, but that's how the chat works. If you're chatting on one channel, you won't see that chat on the other.
yeah.
So, James will look at stuff he's on his chat, Gary on his, me on mine, and on StreamYard. So it is different. Cooking, cleaning ATM. There's a jumper in the N bell. I don't know if that helps you. Video for Geeks. There's a jumper in the N bell to hook up the oscilloscope. You can do that. Yeah, Wayne, yours was what, last month, right? Your Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
Ours is done. Yours
Yeah, Rodney,
always...
where are you now? Are you by Hank? Are you on the east, west? Where are you in Canada?
I'm in Ontario. Ontario.
Okay. So you're next to Erica. Erica's in Ontario.
Yeah, I'm about an hour from Quebec.
Okay. Cool. Roadrunner, good morning. How you doing? Happy Thanksgiving. So what's going on there, Mr. Klaus? Didn't know if you'd join us. I thought you were gonna. How was the dump?
Well, the recycling center.
The recycling. We call it the dump. Yeah, same thing.
Yeah. Well, it was okay. And
hey, I got my headphone on. How's my volume?
Well, you're still interrupting as much as you usually do. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
It's awful noisy when you play with it.
Yeah.
How about now? Hey, can you hear me all right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Better.
All right. Because before, when I had it up, they said I was getting static or something. I don't know. So we'll see.
Well, happy Thanksgiving to all Americans.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Turkey Day. It's the
Anybody,
day that you don't diet and you don't exercise and you drink like hell. So
It sounds
Anybody
like our
see
Christmas.
Well, it sounds like
any,
every day with you, Klaus, right? At the
What's
drinking
that,
part,
Wayne?
at least.
anybody see
no.
Rusty
Oh, no.
Rooster's video?
Oh,
Oh yeah,
oh,
absolutely,
let Wayne
absolutely.
talk. Let Wayne talk. Hold on here,
No,
fellas.
he asked if we saw the video. I said, yeah, we did, about the O-rings and the couplers and all that
Yeah.
stuff.
So
Yeah.
like I was pretty amazed. I never knew that WD-40 expanded rubber.
You
like
know, Wayne, I was going to ask him, what rubber is that? Is it just a Buna N, or what is that rubber? Because you can't go by color anymore. Klaus and I were talking about this morning. You really can't go by color. And WD-40, I've had it on rubber parts with no issues. I'm wondering, and I was going to ask in his chat, is it a Buna N? Does he a nitrile? Does he know what that rubber is? Because he was saying use the EPDM rubber because it's fuel resistant, like Viton and all that. Yeah. I'm
Yeah,
But I
certain
mean,
that thing swelled like hell.
look at the ignition cables in your car. If you've been, spraying them, so you don't get moisture in them in your car for a couple of years, they start to degrade.
yeah.
It's an oil product.
Well, I was surprised because I've seen Mick spray carbs, like use WD-40
Oh yeah, like crazy
for
with the
cleaning them.
WD. Yeah.
And
yeah.
you would have thought that Mick would have said, "Hey, I've got an issue with my
no,
my O-ring swelling up
no,
or something,
no,
or that
no,
if it's a
no.
Viton tip that it,
See you, Gary.
But that's because the fuel will flush that away.
yeah,
But I'm curious, the seat, I mean, the needle rubber.
Pressure washer. But when you have those quick connects, they actually they're sealing the water off, so that there's no flushing.
Yeah.
So it'll stay there.
Yeah. Well, I use silicone all the time when I'm spraying anything. I just use a silicone spray on rubber.
Yeah, it works good.
Klaus, this morning was the first time I used the official Hobby Motor air gun.
Alrighty.
It's been sitting. No, it's been sitting in my shop, and I'll never forget when you sent those to a few of us. That Mick, I think it was Mitch, was bitching about he couldn't find the right fitting or something like that. Well, it's a standard quarter MPT for us. It just went right on.
Yeah.
So I used the liquid dope. I like the liquid.
Yeah.
I put it on. I'm saying it's been hanging. I look at it every single time I look at it, but I have a gun that's got a 1/8 inch brass tube that's 2 feet long. And I could bend it in any orientation I want, and I love it because I can get in and out of things, and it's great. But I'm looking at this thing, and I said, you know what? I said, I got to use this damn thing. I said, but it doesn't have a fitting. So I had a bunch of fittings in my drawer, and I said, just 1/4 inch. So I screw it in. I like it. So thank you for that. It worked really well. It really did. It's the one I'm going to use now when I'm on my new bench, because the one with the 2 foot, I have to hold it 2 feet away, to spray it. At least yours only has that little thing on it. But yours, I must admit, does have that pressure/flow limitation on it. I don't know if it's an OSHA thing or whatever you call it over there. It limits a flow or something. It doesn't seem like it has enough oomph as my other guns.
Well, that depends on pressure.
Yeah, no, mine's full pressure 120 coming out of the compressor. So I don't know.
But you only have 3/4 of air in your compressor. The rest is water, right, Hank?
Yeah. I thought you meant 3/4 of water. No, but anyway, it's just weird. You could tell if you take your gun and put it next to my palm, it doesn't push in the skin as far as the other. I guess safety thing. We have them at work too, and the guys bitch and moan about them all the time because they're not as powerful, as the old ones.
Have you checked your the NPT coupling you put in? That isn't a restrictive one. You can get them with high flow. That helps.
The one I have, it's a 1/4 NPT, but the hole is like 5/16. It's a pretty good size hole. So whatever. I'm saying I like it though. It's nice. It's convenient. I just have to put a hook on the end of my table now that I have a metal table, so I can hang it on there, so it's always there.
Yeah.
So, but it's nice having that stainless table where I could just wipe. Today I spilled something, just wiped it right off. It was nice instead of having wood where it just soaks into the wood table.
Oh, yeah.
I told Erica she's got to get a nice metal table. She's got that Formica on there, the old kitchen counters or whatever. You really got to get a nice stainless work table with a backsplash, and even one with the little sink built into it, like you see in the restaurant, so you can dip parts and clean parts and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, who else we got here? Gary's done. Motor Coach is saying hello to everyone. Rodney, he's asking a question. DR, David in Kansas, happy Thanksgiving to you as well. Mr. Lang, Francis, good morning to you. But how's everybody's week going?
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, it's not like we have the days off here. That's just. Nah, I'm kidding. You guys deserved it. No, it's actually nice and quiet. I'm going to an agricultural trade show tomorrow. That's going to be nice.
Now that one, did you say it's sponsored by Skill or one of the big brands, or who's?
I got the tickets from Skill. Yeah.
Oh, nice, nice.
Hey,
So
Ken,
I'll spend a
that's-
couple of hours at their booth and say hello. I
Yeah.
advertised it on my channel that I'll be there.
Yeah.
I know that you guys get it. I get once fairly often. I get requested. Oh, can we come see your shop? Or are you available to meet and stuff like that? And I usually go no
Hey, John.
and no, because you know how it is. You don't always know the people.
Oh, is
that you-
anyone else like Morton or anyone else going to be there that you know of, or no?
Steen's gonna be there.
Oh, okay. Yep. Now he's from where now? Sweden or which one's? Or is he Denmark?
No, he's middle of Jutland. He's about an
Okay.
hour away from me, so we're
Alright,
gonna
cool.
meet up there. So yeah, it's gonna be nice. And Skill had these through the scratch pads where you can win something.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
lottery something.
Yep.
So if you come by and say hi, you get one of these. Hello, next.
cool.
So yeah, that's gonna be nice.
Yeah. Somebody posted something the other day. Harbor Freight was giving away their Daytona Jacks if you won. It was like the same thing. You pick a box. You have a choice of 3 boxes out of like 8 or 9. And I picked the box where you get the free Daytona Jack, and all you have to pay is a $9.99 shipping, and you get a free $300 Jack. And I won it. But I felt kind of weird, like giving my information away for someone to get the $9.99, and they swear it's a valid deal. They swear it's valid, but it's like I don't really need a Jack right now, to be honest with you. And I was like, nah. But the guy who posted it on a reputable site said it was real.
Use Hank's address. He'll get it.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, it's not the address. It's the credit. It's the credit card info. Oh, is that a
my
phone?
phone's calling. I'm gonna go up.
All right. We.
But
Was
can
that-
you just use like PayPal or something?
Yeah, I could probably use something like that. It was just
then
weird
they
because
they
yeah.
don't get your info.
That's true. That's true.
So is that the low reach Jack, the Daytona?
Yeah, low reach aluminum. It's like $300 Jack. It's a nice Jack.
Yeah. No, it's not cheap.
Yeah, but I don't know. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll do PayPal. Maybe something like that because I still got it on my phone. But you had said Jutland. Is that slang for Denmark?
What's that?
You said Jutland or Jutland before.
Jutland. Yeah, Denmark is basically a peninsula and 2 islands.
What? Yeah, but Jutland. What's the meaning of that word?
That's a name. Like what's the meaning of Connecticut?
No. But Jutland is an area in
Oh,
Denmark,
it's a
like a
place.
state or something, or
That's the peninsula of Denmark.
oh, okay.
Denmark is one peninsula and 2 islands.
Oh, I got you. Okay.
So Jutland is the peninsula, the one
So
that's
the main island, if you will, or
nah, it's the one that's connected to Germany.
oh, I got you. Okay, all right.
The capital is on the easternmost island,
Mm-hmm.
Copenhagen.
Let's see. Everybody's saying hello. Combo pack. What'd you send, Clem?
Well, he didn't send anything. I did.
Or did he buy a skill combo pack?
Well, yeah, I didn't send it. Yeah, he bought a Skill combo pack, 12 volts. For some reason, Skill doesn't. They don't push the 12 volt.
Bundles.
So I have it here. They're really nifty. The batteries. Let go. Thank you. The batteries compared to each other. So you can see. Where are we here?
Hold on, let me zoom you. Wait a minute. Ready? There we go.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I mean,
Which one is which? Which is it?
Small one here is the 12 volt. This is the 20 volt.
Oh,
okay. I mean, for a shop where it doesn't matter because you're only 3 steps away from a new battery, these are really nice, and they weigh a heck of a lot less.
What is that? Like a 2 amp hour?
This is a 2 amp hour. Yeah. So was this one here in 20 volts.
Hey, Brother Craig, happy holiday.
So close. What do those cost in American or Canadian dollars?
Well, I think John Clem, you got a pretty big bargain for a combo pack, right? What was in that, John? He may write it out. There was a whole bunch of things in there.
Johnny, why don't you come up?
A couple of batteries.
Rodney, you got a channel? Do you have a channel under Rodney Small Engine Repairs?
No, I haven't. I haven't got that far yet.
But you do all portable stuff though. He's all right, Rodney. You're all portable. You're on the road, right?
Yeah, I'm only mobile. Yeah,
Okay.
I thought about doing it because not too many people have a channel for it. that but
Yeah, small engine portable you don't see. You see car and truck portable. You see a lot of those. Yeah.
yeah, but I don't know. I'm not too computer techy, and I got too many other activities to keep me busy, so I can't be bothered. Someone, I can't see the chat, but you said someone can ask me a question.
No, they asked Gary Bernanke about
Oh, okay.
it was a generator question, hooking up an oscilloscope and things like that, and unbonding the neutral on a Generac. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, you can see there, $300. John says that
Yeah.
was what, a skill saw, an impact, a drill, a fan.
Was that the 20-volt though, Klaus?
No, that's the 12-volt that
Oh,
that John bought. And for $300, that's a bargain.
Yeah, that's a deal. So
And
Rodney,
I
what kind of
sorry.
issues do you run into doing mobile repair? Like, do you have a trailer with all your tools and you work out of the trailer, or?
Yeah, it's I got my lift table in there, all my tools. I have Milwaukee stuff, so I have all the pack outs on the wall for my parts. I pretty well only do like, tune ups, belt changes, carb cleanings, get things going. I don't get into engine jobs. I used to when I had a shop. I used to rebuild engines and stuff. At the most, what I'll do is those cams there on the Briggs and stuff. But I usually change out the motors because this year, I don't know about you guys, I couldn't get the cams,
Yeah.
and I was just swapping out the motors.
Yeah.
There's a question for you, Rodney. I really didn't realize that. Something about.
Yeah, my last name is Castleman. Yeah.
Okay.
Castleman. That's a good job.
Yeah, it's hard to
one
find
end. One end.
people.
I thought one end is Jewish and two ends is German.
No, totally German. Yeah.
Is it German? Oh, it's only one end? Oh, no kidding. I always
Sounds really
thought, because
good to
my
me.
name ends with two ends, and they said if it's one end, it would be a Jewish name.
No.
Interesting.
I think in America everything goes. That rule is not applicable in the U.S.
But I know one thing. When I went to Germany, and Weimann over there's like Smith. I went over there, and the guy, we're in Frankfurt Airport, and I hear, Herr Weimann, bitte, Herr Weimann, bitte. And I'm like, what, I got a phone call or something? And the guy brings me over, back when there were phone booths, back in the early 90s. He shows me the phone booth. He goes, watch this. There was literally a 2.5-inch section of just Weimann's in the phone book. He goes, yeah, that's like Smith. Here, there's none of us. There's hardly any of us here. But you go over to Germany, my God, it's crazy. It was kind of weird, you know?
You guys busy?
Yeah.
No,
Snowblowers.
not at the moment.
I'm busy as I want to be.
I actually slowed down because the weather got really warm, and I've been busy doing lots of blowers, because in about the middle of October I take all my summer stuff out of my trailer, parts wise, when I switch over to winter. So I was doing lots of snow blowers, and all of a sudden I think we're caught up. We did all our ones we had to do, and I got a couple waiting on parts. But I'm like, today is kind of raining and crappy there, but
Yeah.
See,
it's raining
here, people are getting ready for the winter. I mean, we're still 50 degrees. I mean, it's crazy. End of November, it's 50 degrees. But this is going to be the start of winter, so everyone's getting their chainsaws ready to cut firewood.
Yeah.
So you got a lot of saws going. We still got leaves. I mean, the trees still have some leaves on them, and even though it's been too warm, we've only had one ground frost, but we need a real killing frost to get the leaves down.
I think it's coming.
The rain today will help.
yeah, I don't do saws, and I don't do anything two-stroke. I don't waste my time with that stuff.
I tell you, I used to be scared of two-strokes. Now I absolutely love them, because I met my friend Tom on here from Australia, and he's the master of the two-stroke. Anytime I had a question, he'd be able to answer it for me. If vintage engine repair, I hope he comes up.
Not that I don't know, and I'm not scared.
Yep.
It's just being mobile. I got
Yeah.
a service fee just to show up.
Well, you got to stock a lot of parts too, because all the different variations and gaskets and things like that. I mean, I found my issue was it was waiting for the part if someone wanted something right away, because the way my business works out here, and it's side business, it's just cash on the table and all that.
He's gone again.
He's gone again. Oh.
No, I was going to ask him, because you'll see, like with us, we've got a pickup and delivery rate. So locally, it's like $50 plus tax. Out of town, it's 65 and we've charged as much as 140. Now, Jake has a buddy that has a mobile repair, And I'm just wondering what he charges for the traveling. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like people say, well, can't you come here and put the belt on my snowblower? Well, you know, you need the model number. They don't know where to look for anything. They don't know, you know, so all of a sudden then you're going to travel all the way there and you know, and forget it. You got to take all the tools, you got to split the housing, you got to get it on. What, Rodney, what's your rate for mobile for going there for traveling?
Just to show up. Do you have a charge to show up?
Yes, I do. Yes. It's so basically if you live in my town, I charge a $45 fee. That's just to show up, plus a minimum in hours labor, which is 80. So
Wow.
one
Okay.
125, and you got a half an hour with me. After that half an hour, it goes up by every half an hour. So $40 every half an hour.
Wow. I
Sorry
don't
about
charge
that.
enough.
Like
I don't charge enough.
every time
No.
someone calls, my phone cuts out, so I don't know what happens here, but
I think the audio, because I know if I'm using a camera or audio and something wants to chime in, it says, "Oh, I take preference," so it'll go.
yeah, it automatically goes to I'm on my phone there, but
Yeah.
yeah, so no, you have to charge a service fee. 'Cause I'm running a generator, my fuel,
Yeah.
my repairs.
Oh yeah.
That's why, you know what I mean. So if you got someone with just a cheap pool land chainsaw or steel chainsaw and all this is a real good one,
Yeah.
but you know what I mean. Most of my bills are over $200,
Let
right?
me
So
ask you though, if someone said I got a cheap pool on it, really don't need you to come out to do it. Can they drop it off at your place and save that charge?
I don't want people at my house.
Okay.
Been there here all the time,
Yeah.
and
No. Grant. Agreed.
yeah.
Yep.
But I tell people like even when I had a shop, you know what I mean, those pooling, you take off the exhaust, you pull the carb off, you look 90% of the time it's scored.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So I don't know. I just don't waste my time. What really
Hey, Brenda.
put the stop for me working on this guy dropped off when I had a shop. He had a steel chainsaw. It was sentimental value.
Mhm.
His budget was like $600. The saw was only worth maybe $100, but he's like, do whatever. So we put a new carb on, new bar and chain, plug, the whole thing, everything was mint. And the guy's like, he was out of town, so he's like, okay, I'm coming to pick it up. So I go out, I go to start it, runs beautiful. So I put it down, I said, I'll start it again. It wouldn't start, end up flying, shearing the flywheel key, which is a piece of like attached
It's part of
to
the
the
flywheel.
flywheel.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, there was I don't know, it was like 300 some bucks. And,
Wow.
and I'm like, and I wasted all my time doing that. And I couldn't really charge the guy. I took the bar and chain off,
Yeah.
charged
But you
him
know what
again.
I did? Just a hint. When that happens, I just take a file and I file a keyway into that and use a standard key.
Yeah, that's true, eh? Yeah.
I've done that in a pinch because like you said, the flywheels are ridiculous, and so I've done that.
That was probably about 10 years ago. And I said, I'll never
Mhm.
touch another one again. So I
Hey,
never.
Boneyard.
Smart.
But no, I mostly just do blowers, tractors,
Yeah, that too.
lawnmowers, generators, stuff like that.
Tom, you coming up? Come on up and say hi, Tom. It's a holiday.
Did John send you a picture of his combo pack?
Yeah, but it's funny. I looked up on Lowe's. They have a 10-piece kit, 12 volt for $299. And I was wondering if it's what's different about it. I put it in the WhatsApp for him to check and see what's different with what
That's
Lowe's.
it. I think that's it. Because there's a fan too and two battery
Yeah, but it's
cells.
$249 at Lowe's. It says $249. I don't know if because he said 300. I wonder if it was a different amount or maybe different batteries or something. It could be. Could be.
Maybe they're just more expensive down south. I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
Did you
Hey, Brock. Hello, Brock.
Did you guys see that joke TikTok video where this guy has a chainsaw and he opens up the what do you call that, the cover there for the chain? And he goes and he goes Makita, then he goes Husqvarna, then he pulls out a toilet brush and he goes still. You guys see that? Oh shit! I laughed. I wanted to send it to my still dealer, but I'm like, I better not.
That's funny.
Hey, Tom, it's been a while since you've been in this chat.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
he had to go get a tea. He said, all right, Tom, you got your damn tea. Now come on up.
Come on up, Tom. Don't be afraid. We don't bite.
Well, we
Mark-
do, but not
Well,
right now.
Hank does, but we keep him on a short leash.
Yeah.
No, because he's 13 hours different, so it's 11:37 his time.
Robert ever get that motor going?
He locked it up.
Did he?
He,
How?
he,
Yeah.
he forgot he didn't have oil in it.
Uh,
So I just
We've
talked to
all
him last
been
night. No,
there.
I talked to him last night. I wished him a happy Thanksgiving. And he texted me back. He bought another engine. Hold on. Where is it? I felt bad because I told him, I said, we're gonna get that damn thing running. I don't care. We're still gonna get it running.
Yeah, he still might be able to save that
Oh
engine.
yeah. I've said
Wow.
Briggs shit, you could say. Yeah, what did he say? He said, I just won an auction on eBay for a 5.5 Briggs horizontal. You know what? There's in Facebook Marketplace here. There's an NOS in the box Briggs 5-horse horizontal engine, but the guy wants $550 for it.
Ooh.
Yeah, if it was like $200, I would do it. It's totally mint. It's got the foam in the gas tank. It came with that foam.
Yeah.
It's never been fueled. It's mint condition. I mean, if someone was doing a restoration, I'll see if I can get the ad. It's actually about $550. That's too much.
I have a 5-horse L head up here on top of one of my cabinets. Brand
Say hi, Brent.
spanking, never used. It's not
Mhm.
new because it's like 12 or 15 years old or something. But
Yeah.
it's never. I fired it once on aspen gas and
Mhm.
put it back in the box. It's brand new. That is
15 years old. Brand new, 15 years old. Old new
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah,
old
NOS.
new stuff.
Hey guys, should I buy this? Check this out. I was going to call this guy up. He's local. He's only a couple miles from me. Just because it's $10. You know these ones that were all different. You know,
Yeah, you should.
Oh,
for
yeah,
10
I'd
I mean,
buy
I
it for
have it. I
10
have it in red. I have it in silver. I have it in black. But it's yellow for $10. It's in Fairfield. It's next town over.
Yeah, take it.
And you're building a new shop, so you'll have room to put them.
Yeah. Hey, for $10, I mean, just the bar and chain look new, so it's like
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
for that, for $10.
How do you guys change the camera around? I'll show you an old motor here I picked up this summer, an old Briggs.
If you have settings, it's in your settings. It should be.
Okay, it's not on the screen, eh?
No. If you go to camera on the bottom on the very bottom of your stream area, you see the word camera.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not.
And if you click on it, it'll have mirror my camera. Like for example, if I go like that. Well, no, that's just mirror left or right. What's the other one? Hold on.
No, you got to go into settings and change mirror it.
Front to back, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, front camera. Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Back
front, rear.
camera.
There you go. Yeah, now we're looking at your floor. Hold on, let me zoom in. Wait a minute.
Dark.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
Oh, that's an old one.
Wisconsin?
Or is it a Kohler? What
The
is it?
brakes.
Oh, it's brakes. Okay.
Yeah.
What model is that? Like a WA or something? Oh,
You
there
like-
you go.
You like that?
Oh yeah. What is that? A K91 or something?
I
Or a
believe.
141?
I believe so. I'm not a Kohler guy. I just picked it up cheap and.
Yeah. Looks like,
See, I'm a John Deere guy. I don't have
Yeah.
my tractors
I
yet.
do like that Kohler. That is
As
pretty.
you can tell, my room's all.
No,
Yeah,
buddy.
it looks like you bleed green. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I got a fishing rod, and I'm a big metal detector guy. That's
No
all.
kidding. Oh, you get along with Brucey then. Brucey, when he goes to Mexico, he metal detects like crazy. Yeah.
That's all coins up there. Like there's a Spanish real that I found.
Oh, then you got to talk to our friend Cajun Coin Hunter, Boo Luquette.
This here is all War of 1812 stuff right here. It's
Oh,
all
yeah.
buttons. And
You got to talk to Boo.
guns.
Boo every week has a coin chat. Yeah.
That's all from Canada?
Yes. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Like there's these like all these buttons. Sorry. These are all coins from. It's all like 17, 1812 stuff. Here's my most rare find. I don't know if you can make it out.
What is it?
It's a badge for goes in between two leather straps. Like it goes on their chest. Like it's hard to zoom in to see on the guy. There's
Yeah, was it like Revolutionary War or what are we talking about?
War of 1812.
Oh, okay.
It's a very rare find because there's only 100 and.
Now you found that metal detecting?
Yes.
Oh, cool. Now the stuff you have there, is that all from metal detecting?
Yes, it's all from metal
wow.
detecting. Yeah.
Oh, Brucey will be jealous. All he finds is diamond necklaces
And
Yeah.
and nails.
and
I'm
nails
only,
and bottle caps. Yeah. Oh, that's
I'm
cool.
only
That's
a relic hunter. Like we do a War of 1812. Like today,
Yeah.
I'm not working. My son's coming down from school,
Hey,
and that's what we're doing. Going metal detecting today.
Yeah,
So-
cool.
Nice.
So speaking of John Deere's,
Yeah.
Chubby Butcher got a John Deere snowblower. It's one of the older ones. And I ended up having a recoil that I could give him to put on this old thing. Anyways, his he needed the bushing that went into the auger shaft on the bucket, and it's a bronze bushing. It's a triangular piece with a bronze bushing in it, kind of like the Toro ones, but the Toro ones are like circular so that they can rotate. This just a triangular piece with a bronze bushing in it. Anyways, 5-star small engine repair, machined them a new bushing and put it in there. But the shaft is moving in and out. Like if you watch the pulley for the belt, it's going in and out. So the question that he's got to me is, why is it doing that? And I said, there's got to be play between the worm gear on the straight shaft and the bronze bushing that's inside the gear case for that thing to move in and
What's
out.
it doing? Wait, enlighten me. I was on
The
my
shaft, if you look at the pulley that's for the auger,
It's got
Okay.
too much
that
play.
pulley is going like this. It's moving in and out.
There is free play in that assembly. Okay.
Yeah,
It depends on where you put the pulley when you lock down the set screw.
yeah.
Okay. Sometimes you can put the pulley a little bit further in, and when the belt tensions it, it won't move as much. But normally there is a slight amount of play vertically. There is.
But
There is.
it's moving front to back, the play.
Yeah. Yes, there is.
And he said that he lined up the pulley and then he tightened the 3 bolts down to lock it onto the auger shaft.
Yep.
And he had it in direct alignment, and then he put it back on with the new bushing in there, and same thing. It's still moving in and out. Belt's not getting thrown off.
Yeah.
But I've
it's
never
moving
seen one.
while it's running. He could see it
Yeah,
moving.
the belt, the bottom pulley for the auger belt is trying to self-align, and it's moving in and out. I don't know how much.
Yeah, because normally when you put it together with the auger and tighten the auger bolts on the side of the housing, it should lock it in.
Yes.
Yeah, it should. Yeah.
There is shims too, though. Did you miss the shim?
Well, no, and he's wondering if there was supposed to be a spacer or something.
Oh wait, there is. There's 2 spacers inside the housing when you put together the auger box. There is thrust washers in there. He may have missed a thrust washer.
Yeah, I don't know. Well,
because that auger box itself, you have a seal. You have a seal on the end of it that seals the shaft. But then behind that, you do have some thrust washers. And
see, unless they've rusted right out and they're gone or something, because he didn't take that part apart. All he did was pull the pulley off and put a new bushing in there.
You know what model it was by chance?
No, not offhand. I'll have to check with him.
But there is washer between the pulley and the bucket and the bearing.
But inside the gearbox is thrust washers too to make sure it doesn't move internally to that.
Yeah, he said he was going to get. I told him to get a hold of Bruce. Email Bruce. Bruce might know. He had a lot of John Deere snow blowers.
I just got a free John Deere snowblower this week. Sorry, the guy didn't want to do the repair, and I'm like, all right, so he gave it to me.
I had a John Deere snowblower. I had a hell of a time taking it all apart, and then I advertised it the way it is, And somebody from New Hampshire came down and gave me $150 the way it is.
Oh, just parts. Yeah. Deere's ridiculous with the part prices. Yeah. Who'd we lose? Klaus. We lost Klaus.
Now, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but on the newer Briggs & Stratton snowblowers, the choke has got the extended plastic piece, so this choke knob goes on top of the cover.
Yeah, right? It sticks out. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So to help not us, but one of our customers had his neighbor come over, and to help him out, he was working on it, trying to get it going because it needed a carb clean. And while he was trying to take the fuel line off the carburetor, he smacked against that plastic lever that went to the choke plate, and he snapped it off. So the guy finally calls Jake. Jake says, okay, bring it over. So naturally, the carburetor is totally loaded with like ethanol gel. It's just like jellification like I never seen. It was bad. Anyways, we try to find this plastic lever, and I've got all kinds of them, but they're 5 inches long. I need 5 3/8. So we get a hold of Briggs & Stratton. Guess what? Since their engines are being made in China now,
Yeah.
you can buy the carburetor for $120,
Oof.
but you can't buy that choke piece. So
Wow.
then I called the guy in Ridgeway, and I got his name from one of our customers that buys a lot of parts off us, Andrew. And Andrew says, get a hold of this guy. This guy's got buckets of carburetors.
Oh, okay.
The guy went through all of his, and they're all 5 inches. There's nothing that's 5.5. So it won't come out of the, you know what I mean? The choke knob now, I'd have to cut the plastic out
Yeah.
so the choke knob would sit
Yeah, but Wayne, you
down.
can't you just can't put a dowel or something in there and glue it on it, or do
It's
something?
broken right at the top, even flush with the carburetor.
Even like what do you call it, Timu or somebody that sells carburetors from China, they usually send you those parts
Yes. So
with
Jake,
the carburetor.
so Jake just went online and ordered a carb from Amazon, and they supply you with 3 different lengths of
Yeah.
these arms. But we're waiting for it to come in, because if it's 5 inches, it's no good. We need this 5.5-inch piece.
That's weird.
Yeah. So, anyways, if this part comes in and that plastic stand that the knob goes on, if it's not long enough, we got to call the guy and say we got to order him $120 carburetor.
Yeah. Oof.
Because the piece that goes into the carburetor, I'm going to guess it's about 3/8 of an inch in diameter. I thought about putting like a small threaded piece inside, drilling a hole, trying to JB weld it in or thread it in, and then JB weld the top piece to it, and hopefully that would hold. So, because I've got the broken part,
Yeah.
but I don't think it would stand up.
Wow. You got a
Yeah,
good
but
one.
imagine that you can't buy that part. Like, that's
No.
from Briggs.
Now that's for the Briggs Snow King engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And what
Yeah,
they've
that's got
done,
that flimsy shaft, that red lever on top.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And it's the white white plastic piece that goes
No, I know
all the
exactly
way
what
down,
it is.
right?
Yep.
And you know what? Like, they're smart, eh? Like, I got all kinds of them. They're 5 inches long, but they got to have this new one that's a 1/2 inch longer now. So they make the cover that much higher where it bolts on, and that's it. Now you can't use all these parts that I've got.
Right.
How old is the unit?
This one's brand new. Last year.
That's strange. I mean, because they sell them with the carburetor. You think it would be a individual part you could buy.
Yeah, but no, sorry, this part is not available. It's not listed as a part number when you break down the carburetor drawing, and no, you got to buy the whole carb. You can get gasket.
Usually, you could buy the kit. All right.
Yeah.
Exactly. But he just ordered one with a kit. It comes with 3 different arms. Lengths. Now, we don't know. They don't show you what length they are, so we could end up getting this in, but the good thing is we can return it.
You know where you go, though? Go to e-replacement parts, because every time they show you a part, they show that 1x1 matrix, so you could see what size everything is.
Yeah, but Briggs is, I got you, yeah.
They always show it on their matrix, on their graph paper, that 1x1 matrix, so you could always tell what size everything is.
And then, Jake did that video. I think his video was Don't Buy This. It was a Briggs & Stratton snowblower where the shear pins are like $19 for 2.
Meanwhile, we're still waiting for Tom from Australia. Get your act together, Tom, all right?
Kenny, that deal from Skill that you found, it's the same one that John's got. Listen to this: an impact, 1/2 inch impact drill driver, 1/4 inch compact hex impact driver, compact reciprocating saw, circular saw, compact detail sanders, one of those triangular ones, multi cutter, mechanical work light, collapsible lantern, clamp fan, inflator. It's one of those that can, inflate your car tire. Batteries, charger, double-end Phillips 2-bits, blah, 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 belt clip, X key, carbide thin curved blade, vacuum adapter. That is a good deal. I don't care.
And how many batteries?
I've not even seen anything close to it over here.
How many batteries does it come with, Klaus?
Looks like 2.
2?
Yeah.
And how much for the whole set?
$249.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a deal.
Here's the engine. Here's the engine I put on my snowblower.
That's a
Cool.
good engine. That's
Oh,
a good
yeah.
engine.
Yeah, Kohler came out with a brand new engine, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yes,
Yeah.
but
Nice.
yeah, because
But it's funny with Kohler. They have the one you showed there, Rodney.
yeah,
It looked very much like a Chinese engine, like a Predator
That's the
type
new
of
one.
thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But and it may be, but you know what? That's a nice engine. I don't care what they say. It's a nice engine. They
Yeah.
run
I've
nice.
I've had that on there for about 8 years now. I've never had the carb off once. Um, obviously I drain it every year when I'm done with it, stuff like that. But yeah, the
Yeah,
thing is strong, strong, strong.
yeah, yeah.
Any of you guys seen the new movie out on Netflix called Buy Now?
No.
Go on Netflix and watch it. It's about planned obsolescence, how everything's being made today is just junk. That's
Oh,
found.
yeah. That Netflix series where they showed all that junk piling up.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
if that? And they were saying, I forget what it was. I think it was the world is generating 12 tons of plastic per second.
That's
exactly. And you
I
can't repair any of the stuff they make because it's all
No,
glued
correct.
and everything. You can't,
Yeah,
you
they're using like the iPhones. They're using special screws now, so you can't take them apart,
Yep.
right? And they don't want you fixing stuff. They don't. You know what? They don't like us guys that fix small engines. They want you to
No.
buy the new ones with all the
I will say,
plastic on it.
over here, there's something going on because Sweden, which is right next to Denmark, right where I live, they've been doing it for years, and they're talking about it here, lowering VAT for repairs.
Lowering what?
VAT, sales tax
Oh, okay.
for repairs. So if you take your, I don't know, your lawnmower or your fridge or your freezer or your TV, and you go in and have it repaired, you get it at a discount.
That's a
Yeah,
good
but you
idea.
need to be able to repair it. That's the problem. They're
Yeah, I
making
know,
it
I
so
know,
you
I know,
can't
I
repair
know,
it.
I know. But see, this is how it starts, Hank.
Yeah.
If people see this as a good deal, they will start asking and talking, what brands can you repair, which brands cannot, and the ones that cannot, they're gonna be phased out.
Yeah. Hope so.
Yeah.
Well, there's not a lot of repairs you could do to these new battery operated everything. Like,
Well, I had a one of those leaf blowers, handheld,
yeah,
where it's a roller switch, right? You click
yeah,
it on, it starts, and then you roll it up to
right.
level 9, and it goes full tilt. Um, and it would go up to full tilt, and then after a second, it would start going up and down. There was something wrong with the switch,
Yeah,
and you had to buy a whole harness, but you can get it.
yeah,
I replaced it. It took 10 minutes. Thing is brand new.
yeah.
Next. And that's a 3-year-old machine that's got a new lease on life. Yeah, it
Yeah,
costs you
Jake.
money. Yeah, it'll cost you something. Of course it will.
Yeah,
Because the ones that I think may suffer the most, and I'm just talking silly maybe, but the dealers that are charging too much for simple repairs, they're gonna get hurt by this.
yeah,
And the dealers that charge the rate but doesn't do a job right, they're gonna be hurt by this.
Plus, the Right to Repair Act is coming up, so
yeah,
Yep,
all these
about
things are going to have to
stinking
be
time.
paid so you
Yeah,
can repair them.
yeah.
and you know what? I had a talk with my local steel dealer. He's a bit of an oddball, but doesn't matter. And you know, when I first met him, he was harassing me a bit for showing all the tricks on this YouTube thing. I said, are you simple or what? The ones that can do this and want to do this, they'll find a way. They'll
Yeah.
never come to you.
That's right.
The ones that won't, can't, or don't have the time will always come to you. But if you don't shape up and stop charging people for work you sometimes don't do, I was a little pissed off. they're going to go somewhere else
Yeah.
because you charge the full rate for a tractor service. And I've seen your bills, and you never stinking even blew it off from dirt. I've seen it. So stop complaining and do your job right, and you won't be one of the losers.
Yeah, it was like one of the repair shops that we had that's closed down now, where we were getting lawnmowers coming in to repair that they said had been repaired there. And when we took the carbs off, they had purposely bent the float rod that holds the float in place so that the thing would work. But if that float rod started to rotate a little bit, it changed the position of the float, and then all of a sudden the machine wouldn't run or it wouldn't even start. And we'd get it, and then we'd call them up and say, "Where'd you have this thing? Who worked on this before?" And they told us, and we said, "Okay, I don't want to say anything bad about them because they're still in business, but somehow they've gone there and bent that float pin that holds the float in place, and there's no way you can bend it unless it was done on purpose."
No.
We ended up getting 5 mowers within 2 weeks that had all that same condition in them. That's the only thing that was wrong with them. Once we changed and put a new pin in that float, ran like a clock.
Yeah. But when people are not serious and they try to run a business, and what they're basically doing is almost scamming people, yep, they'll lose, and they should. It is as simple as that. It's okay to charge money. It's also okay to charge a lot of money, but you better do a good job.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, you will lose. And I think that's going to get kicked off by this, first of all, right to repair. But second, repairing, you get a discount from the government on sales tax for having your stuff repaired rather than dumping it and buy new stuff. I think, and also think the brands, we all in all countries, we have the brands. They're very nice looking mowers. They're semi-expensive and they're crap.
Well, yeah. Did you see the video that, I don't know if you've heard of this guy? I just caught his video the other day. D as in David Fields. Have you seen his video on the Yard Max?
Nope.
Now, I never heard of a Yard Max before, but it's a beautiful looking lawnmower. It's black and orange, like a bright orange. So it's got orange wheels on it. So it's got the Lonsen engine on it. Yeah. And just like the Power Smarts, great looking machine, but they've got that plastic front end. Now, the one he had the one lever adjustment for all 4 wheels on the plastic. Didn't that thing break off on the front, one of the front tires? And then the recoil was shot, and he tried to get a recoil for it, and he said he couldn't find one where he could buy a recoil for it.
That sounds weird for a long.
Now, what I got to give the guy credit for is he was smart. He took an old Power More metal recoil, bent the tab so it would go down over top of the mounting bolts, put that on, then sliced the top of the plastic cover off so he could fit the plastic cover off. That's it. And it broke off right there on the left-hand side. It had broke, so he repaired that, and then he put a Power More metal recoil underneath, chopped off the top recoil part on the plastic of the Lonsen. And you wouldn't know that it was jury rigged like that. When he finished it, it looked great again.
Yeah.
How do you spell that?
Yard Max. Like
Yard Max.
No. The engine brand.
Lonsen.
Lonsen. Loncin.
Yeah.
Lonsen. Okay.
Bricks say they are the largest producer of small engines in the world. They are not.
Your mic's off.
Yeah, Kenny, your mic's off.
How about now?
I wonder if Happy Thanksgiving.
Toro uses the Lonsen as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Husqvarna uses the Lonsen as their own engine. I mean, they're not bad engines. What I mean is that the companies that don't deliver the product that they are charging for is going to get hurt by this. And I think that is fair.
Yeah.
Who makes the engine for the Pulsar?
What's a Pulsar?
I don't know what that is.
Pulsar, never heard of it.
Never heard.
Oh, that's not the silver one, is it?
They're Chinesium.
What is it though? A push mower? What is it?
Push mower.
I mean, you have 2 types of Chinese engines. You have the Longsins and and they copied Honda, and then you have all the copies of Longsin. and I mean, it doesn't matter who make, they're all the same.
Oh, it looks like the Pulsar is sold at Lowe's.
Lowe's, Menards. It's basically the
That looks like an E series.
See, now look at how smart
It's a
they
little
are.
different, though. It's a little different. Yeah.
Yeah, but look at
Yeah,
how
but-
smart they are, Kenny. That one's got the primer bulb on the front, so now
front,
you can't. Now you got to buy that. If they ever lose that
housing,
cover, you got to buy that whole assembly.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be able to swap one out from something else that had the primer bulb on the side.
Yeah.
Right.
Like somebody that was
Yeah,
smart.
but look at what it says. What's this brand? Here, look at this. Maybe this answers your question. Look at what it says. A Ducar engine. What the hell's a Ducar
Yeah,
engine?
Ducar. Yep.
They can call it whatever they want.
I never
but
heard of that.
No,
No,
I never heard of it either.
Yeah,
Wow.
Ducar is
watching
so
the video the other night.
I mean,
Was,
guys, if you go on to some of the factories in China that makes lawnmowers, all they ask you is, do you want to order over or under 10,000 units? If it's over 10,000 units, you can have it in any color you want with any sticker on it. Just send us the logos, we'll deliver.
Yeah.
Oh, here
Kenny,
you go.
Ducar is used in a lot of like mini bikes and stuff like that.
that's like that other company I've been
Yeah.
seeing.
Chong Qing Dang Yang Power Equipment Manufacturer.
Some
It's
young
one-
boy. Yeah. There you go.
That's one of those. I mean, you just decide what you want on to say on it, what color you want. And that's how it comes in the container. And
Now,
the problem is they are not supported by parts. So
No,
whoever
you're exactly
imports
right.
them, whoever imports them has to either take machines apart for parts or order parts in China. And trust me, that's the one thing that isn't cheap in China.
Yeah.
Mm.
You know what? Like I've been using a lot of Honda parts on these Chinese engines, like ball gaskets. Some of my Honda ones, they're perfect fit, eh?
A lot of generators.
But I mean,
Yeah, I've never heard of that,
in
Kenny.
general, Longsing engines are really good engines. Honestly, they are. Back in the day, their carburetors, I don't know what metal they were made of, but they would corrode faster than, yeah. But now they got it under control. It's a good engine.
Are you saying Lawson? Like
No,
LTC?
Lonson. Loncin. Lonson.
Okay.
Lonson.
Yeah. Home Depot sells the engines. You can buy the engines. 7 horsepower Lonson, $240.
I thought you were talking about like the LTCs there, the Lawsons.
No, LCT's Aaron's.
Although I've seen, Ken, I'll tell you, I was working on, it was last year, I was working on a pressure washer that had the Pacific brand on it. And it was an LT or LCT or whatever that is, was the engine. Honda clone, but I'll tell you what,
There's
powerful.
another one, Lifan.
Lifan makes good engines.
Mm.
I actually have an air filter for a Lifan right here. I mean,
Where's
I
the
think
rest of the engine?
to be honest, the Predator engine that comes out of Harbor Freight,
Yeah.
I do believe that's a one of those Lifan engines. They make them, but you can't get Harbor Freight to tell.
Hey, Peter.
No.
Hey Wayne, how is you have good luck getting parts for like certified and Power Smart and all that crap?
What's
Oh,
that?
no.
Do you have like can you get parts for Power Smart and
Okay,
certified?
So we've had 5. I'm likely, if Jake will post it, I've got a short video that I'm putting together on the Power Smart. And what I filmed so far, I said that I was going to swap the engine and put it on a old Poulan self-propelled mower, right?
Yeah.
Because I've got a beautiful like deck. It's in mint shape. It needs an engine with a 7/8 shaft. So this engine will fit on there. To make it look better, I might have to paint the red plastic black or something, but leave it red. Anyways, I decided I'm going to get a hold of Power Smart and see if they've redesigned this front plastic piece that holds the front wheels. So I said, if you've redesigned it, send me a price to ship it. And I gave them my address and everything. Well, they acknowledged that they got the message, but that was 2 weeks ago and I haven't heard back from them. So I'm going to make the assumption that number one, they didn't redesign it, and they don't want to admit that there's a problem with this design. Like, there's nothing holding this thing together. I get 5 of them, and you go online, you want parts for a Power Smart lawnmower, every part is available except that plastic piece on the front because they're all broken. Everybody that's got one they have snapped, and they're no good. Like, that's the worst piece on that machine. The rest of the machine. So there's these brand new machines in the States. It's $21 US for that part, but then it's going to be what, $28 to ship it plus 40% exchange. So it's another. So let's say it's 30 plus. So the next thing you know, and then I got to pay duty on it. So the duty's 13%. So that piece is going to be 30, 58, and 13%. It's going to be, it's going to be a $65 part. And I think they were selling these in Canada for $259.
Wait until January after Trump gets in, because he's going to change all that stuff.
Oh, everything's going to change.
Yeah.
Well, he's raising what, the tariff and that too?
Yeah,
So
he
it's
wants
gonna
a
suck for us.
25% tariff on Canada. It's all what he
Canada,
does. Throw the
Mexico,
tariffs
and
out there and
China.
negotiate a deal.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Trudeau's going to really work hard to change
He ain't
things.
going to be around anymore. He's gone. I think there's a non-confidence vote in Canadian Parliament today. I think I caught that there was going to be a non-confidence vote today to call an election.
It sounds like it the way they've been talking about it.
Well, I'm going to think that Trump won't even deal with Trudeau. Like, I don't even think he'd want to meet with him, especially with what happened with the trucker convoy and him locking up all those people and freezing bank accounts. And I don't think Trump will talk to him.
He did meet up with Trump, but when he came out of the meeting, he almost was crying.
Yeah, because Trump, like we said, don't ever come back.
Right. Oh, boy.
It's got to be an interesting 4 years, I tell you that. Just in time for me to retire.
I ordered a part for my 4-wheeler from the States. It was $600 and some American. Time I paid the exchange, import fees, and all that crap, I paid double. It would end up being $1,200 some, even more. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, it's unreal.
It's
You
crazy.
got over here a mower brand Hyper Tough. They're just as bad as a Power Smart.
Yeah, all this Chinese shit's coming out of the woodworks,
Right now,
There's another one. I don't know if it's Chinese because I think the ones I've seen had Briggs engines.
Yeah, but half the Briggs are Chinese now.
Yeah, all the Briggs are made in China now. All the engines are being made in China.
So,
Now you see why I like Hondas.
hey, it was funny. I got a
Still
camshaft.
made in China.
I got a camshaft the other day that I had to put into a Briggs engine. It actually, and I was surprised. It actually said for an Intech, the Intech cams that have been back. Or remember, you asked me, Wayne, where did I get it? It said "Made in USA" on it. It actually said "Made in USA." I was like, usually it says Mexico or Brazil. This one actually said "Made in USA." But the thing was,
I think that's the small engines. They're made in China now, right? Like the EX series and stuff.
Yeah.
But the Vanguards and stuff, that I think some of the Vanguards back in there was made in Japan, but that has been moved back to the US.
only good engine out there is a Kawasaki, hands down.
Yeah, they are good engines. Unless you have to repair them, the parts are slightly expensive.
Yeah.
Now,
Michael Roberts is asking.
Vanguards now, do they still resemble? I know some of the Vanguards I've seen.
That's it.
Some of the Vanguards now still resemble the GX Honda engines.
Yeah, but Michael, see if you're getting spark or not. I mean, and see if the choke is actually working. Because I know sometimes if the chokes don't work properly, even though it's warm, you still got to use a choke to start it because it won't suck fuel in to get that initial bang. Because sometimes when the engine's warm, choke's open, it won't close, and sometimes it just will not suck fuel. You gotta close it or squirt some fuel in.
And maybe it's got a torch plug in it. It's got a very weak spark.
That too, yeah. Craig, have a good one, brother. Call me later if you want. I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, we had one still.
Anytime I see a torch plug, I just change it right
Yeah.
then there. I don't even.
We had a still trimmer come in here, and like I said, we don't work on 2-strokes, but for our customers, we'll take a look at them. And right on the label, it says prime 10 times, put it on choke. You hear it, then you go half choke, and then you take it right off a choke. If you did that after Jake cleaned everything up and put it all back together, Jake went out and fired it up, you can only prime it twice maximum, otherwise you flood it. Every time you prime it twice, fires right up, runs like a clock. You let it cool down, you let it sit there, you prime it 10 times like the label says, it will not start. It's getting flooded.
What model steel was that?
We took I forget what model it was, but we took a paint stick and marked out the 10 and wrote 2 on there with another little marker for the guy.
What
and
was
he
it,
actually
Wayne?
called up and he said the thing runs fantastic. 2 primes, starts right up, runs great. But you prime it 10 times, it's flooded.
What was the equipment? I think I missed it. What was the equipment, Wayne? I was looking at something. What was it?
Some kind of steel trimmer.
Oh, trimmer. Okay.
Yeah, it was a grass trimmer by Still, and it said right on the start. And if you check out the manual, it says prime 10 times. Prime 10 times, couldn't get the thing going. Prime it twice, perfect.
Yeah.
See, I've got an old steel.
That's usually because something is off with the carburetor.
You would think.
Yeah.
You would think so but that was all original parts. That was like, we didn't change anything. We didn't clean the carburetor. We just put our fuel in it, a brand new spark plug according to the parts manual, what it had to be, put our Kinetics fuel in it. And if you primed it 10 times, no start. You prime it twice, fired up every time.
Yeah. There's something off. It's the same. I don't know if you guys ever had it. I've had it on several Bricks engines with the fuel pump, where with the fuel pump connected, the damn thing won't start. It floods out. You disconnect the fuel pump and just start it off, the fuel in the bowl starts right up.
Fuel pump getting too much pressure.
No, you have a leaky needle that can't hold back the fuel.
That's what I mean. It can't hold the pressure of the fuel pump where will gravity.
But that's not too much pressure on. Well, it doesn't matter.
Not on a vacuum fuel pump.
But
anyway.
it's something similar to that, Wayne. Something is off somewhere. Not you have fuel pump, but
I didn't think those primers on a weed eater did anything more than just get the air out.
A lot of weed eaters have primers.
Yeah.
Well, they're not primers. They actually just circulate the fuel from the tank up to the carburetor.
Yeah, they're called purge bulbs.
It's a purge. Purges the air out of the line.
And then it just returns.
Yeah.
So you can't flood it that way unless something is off.
Yeah.
Maybe if one of them little check valves inside the carburetor isn't sealing, it'll let it go through.
Possibly.
I've seen that happen. I've seen that happen on the older Ryobis that used to have the remote primer. You know, where you actually had 2 lines actually going to the carburetor. One was your supply line that went to the tank, and the other was a little line that went to the primer.
That's just
the
because
little
they
check
have the
valves and it would go bad, and it would let fuel go straight through it.
That's because it's offset from the carburetor. But yeah, something. I think you mentioned it before, Wayne. Something is off with the carburetor somewhere. Something is. If it won't go after the 10 times because it's flooded, something is off. Either you have.
Well, I think Brett's got a good point. It could be a check valve in there that's sticking open or something and letting it go into flooding the cylinder. Because the spark plug was always
actually integral with the carburetor.
Yeah, it was always, I don't know. That was the original OEM car. Michael says you think it's the coil. It could be. All you got to do is pull that boot and put your tester to it and see if you got spark when it's hot.
Well, a lot of times just the boot cover itself could be touching, you know, and it's shutting itself off too, you know?
Yeah.
you got to look at everything: the ground, the boot cover, the spark plug, the coil. If those things are working correctly, it should have no problem.
I had an
But-
interesting
but
one
it could-
time
it
on a
could be
lawn
checked.
boy mower or a lawn boy edger that had the D series lawn boy, had the brick top on it. Couldn't get any spark. Take the shroud, take the top cover, the shrouding and the gas tank off, you got spark. Closer observation, there was hairline cracks in the outside of the coil. And when the shroud was on, instead of jumping the spark to your plug
Yeah,
wire,
yeah,
it was jumping into the metal shroud.
yeah. Grounding it out. Yeah.
Yep, it was an old D series with the points and condenser. But I had one the other day. This is somebody that didn't want to spend any money. They brought this generator in, and I don't know what brand the generator was, but it had the old school 11 horse horizontal engine. The one I'm talking about, right? The updraft carburetor.
Post flow, yeah,
Yeah, flow jet.
yeah.
Where the air horn was actually, your air cleaner base was actually part of the carburetor, wasn't separate. They bring it in, the carburetor's all loose and everything. There's no gasket. So I went ahead, I took carburetor apart, I cleaned it, put it back together, fired up first pull, but oversped. And there was minimal tension on the governor spring. Got in the Briggs manual, followed the instructions to adjust that static adjustment on the governor with the flyweight, the governor weights. Still no go. Governor would not respond. Called the guy up and I said, I got this running. I said, but you can't use it. I said, it oversped. I said, I did all the adjustments and it's the governor will not respond. You could close the throttle with your finger. And if the governor was working, you should be able to feel some kind of action on that, correct?
What engine's on this?
It was an 11 horse horizontal, 25 cubic inch.
And this this subject is related to what we were talking to. What?
This is a small engine topic, though, is what I'm.
No, I know, but is it? I did I miss something where you're?
No, I'm asking you guys on this one.
Oh, okay.
So is the spring on there?
The
On
spring
the
is on
throttle
there,
control?
the right amount of tension, but I took the spring tension away, and if that governor was working right, it should have returned that motor to an idle.
Right.
Well, after I made the adjustments per the procedure in the Briggs manual for the L-head singles, it does not, which tells me that thing inside there flew apart.
Possibly.
The guy,
And you had it at full throttle when you adjusted it, right?
right, I held the throttle wide open. As a matter of fact, I had somebody actually physically hold that wide open while I made the adjustment. And that governor would not respond. So I called the guy and I told him, it runs, but you can't use it. I said, this is what you got to do. This is what's happening. So the only way, I said, you got to tear this whole thing down to do this. I don't want to spend that kind of money. I'm like, well, then I don't know what to tell you, but you owe us X number of dollars for what we did.
Well, years ago, I had a lawnmower come in that was revving like crazy, and it looked like the governor arm inside, like the weights were shot. And what I did for this guy, I said, I've given you no guarantees, but I mounted a bracket to hold the governor arm so it would run at 3,000 RPM. That's it. So when it went under load, it was still, that governor wasn't working at all, but I got the point where it would run at 3,000.
You know, I had a governor where the paddle, where the governor would push on that paddle.
Yeah.
Well, it would wear out a hole on that paddle.
Oh, okay.
So there was nothing broken, but the hole in the paddle was not allowing it to get adjusted correctly. Yeah. They must have not hardened the paddles at that time.
My case, the guy didn't want to pay us to do
Good
that.
job.
Here.
So he said, keep the machine, right?
Nope, he took it.
Oh, and he
I
didn't
got a
pay?
buddy that's mechanically inclined. Will do it, you know, because I mean, he already had, like I said, X number of dollars in it for what I did to it. And then he says, "We picked this up for $50 on Marketplace." I'm like, "Aha!" Because I mean, when I got in there to work on this initially, as Stella would say, it looked like the fiddle fairies had been in there.
Well, that's what happens when somebody says, they call you up and they say, what's it going to cost to get my machine running? And I got to say, I don't know, because once I get it running, it may not, you know what I mean? The governor weights could be gone. I don't know. It depends. We got to get it running first. So to get it running, you're looking at, let's say I say it's $150 minimum, right? But that's what you're going to pay just for me to get this thing running. Now, I don't know that your drive works. I don't know that the governor shot on this thing. I don't know nothing about this machine other than it won't start, and we got to get it to start first. So this is the number with an oil change, a carb cleaning, and then we go from there. And I don't want to get stuck with the machine. So are you happy spending $175 on this machine, or would you like me to give you $30 off of this machine here that's fully serviced that runs like a clock? Normally, they take the fully serviced machine, they see it running, and they take off with it, and then I work on their machine.
Yeah, yeah.
I know
But you
that
can have a collection of machines like you don't want.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah, that's what we end
machine
up
was
with, a
made
bunch of
in,
machines. Like we've got the scrappers that show up with machines. I buy them for $10 a piece. I'm either going to use them for the deck, I'm going to use them for the carburetor, I'm going to use them for the engine, I'm going to swap them out. Because I know as soon as spring comes, Jake better have 10 or 20 lawnmowers ready to sell. Because the first day of spring, we've sold 10 to 20 machines on the first day. As soon as grass needs to be cut.
It's one of the things I've actually almost stopped doing is saving used parts. I found that when I have, say, a used carburetor, I put on a machine, it runs great. I may have had that carburetor in storage for 2 years. How much can I charge? Like 30% of new, 25% of new? I can't charge him full price because it's a used car.
Yeah.
I charge 50% for used stuff.
Yeah.
50% of the OEM price.
Elite.
And what if it breaks?
There's no guarantees. I tell them I can get them a brand new part, say for 120, or I could put this on for $60. Normally, the first thing they say is, I'll take the $60 one. I say, yeah, but the $60 one doesn't come with a guarantee. It's used.
early.
Right.
What kind of parts, though, Wayne? What are we talking?
Well, like electric starters for snowblowers, for example, they're big. Like you can't. Originally, I was able to buy used snowblower starters for the Tecumsehs for $50. Now you're lucky if you can find a used one that's 80. It's a good deal.
Really?
If you can find one for 80. Oh yeah, Canadian.
Yeah.
But
How many do you want?
it's rare.
I got a dozen of them.
Yeah, well, I needed a 10 and I needed a 5. But Chubby Butcher bought the 10 off us, or the 10 or 10 and a half.
So you got the 4 tab versus the 3 tab.
Yeah, so he bought that. He had a starter on his John Deere. He said, I'm going to take the starter off John Deere, put it on the 10. And then we give him a good deal so he could make some money on it.
Yeah.
It's generally a starter motor run for the 208cc Powermore snow engine.
Oh, that's that little one. Little skinny one.
The skinny one that's got the plug built into it.
Yeah, it's got a little short.
Those are about $129 here.
Yeah, over here they're like $250.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's.
But most of the time, you could just replace a solenoid on it for like $20.
But
Well,
if you
I asked that because if you watched Paytay had a live video he did yesterday, he was working on it looked like a Craftsman or a Yard Machines, but it had that 208 electric starter wouldn't work. And I commented in the chat, I said, the starter motors for those are relatively cheap. For a $1,000 snowblower, I consider
No, those
$130.
208 starters, the one they are expensive. They're like double the price of a Tecumseh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is Vintage Engine?
Have a good one.
You going, Rod? Okay,
Yeah.
buddy.
Talk
Take
again.
care.
Hey, Rodney.
Take care, Rodney. Thanks for coming up, buddy.
No problem, bud. Thanks.
Tommy didn't want to come up, huh, Ken?
I mean, granted, it's 12:30 a.m. there, so maybe he's
Yeah.
sleeping. But he said, "I want to go get a tea." That was an hour ago.
Yeah, I know.
It's like, yeah, it must be a big cup.
Yeah.
You know?
Maybe it's a long tea. Yeah.
I don't know. High
oh.
tea.
High tea, yeah. Far away tea. Yeah.
Mickey told Michael, just keep that generator running. Don't shut it off.
Well, they always have those kits where you can attach other gas tanks to them as well, you know, to keep them running.
Yeah, but you don't want to keep them running too long. You got to change that oil.
Yeah, 25 hours, they say.
Yeah.
25.
There should be something like, you can attach to the oil and, have it more of a storage, so it changes for a long period
Well,
of time.
you can put a hose with a bigger sump to the side, but what's going to rotate it though? Because it's all just a slinger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
There's no pump.
Kenny, are you doing a video on your?
You got the coolers with the oil cooler.
Yeah, the V twins. Yeah.
Yeah, the little cooler inside.
On what, Wayne?
On the your conversion.
Oh
the
yeah.
spark
I got to
plug.
do that. Yeah, but you know what I can do too? I can even just show you what I did. No big deal. I just had a problem where it was arcing against the base because it wasn't perfectly flat. And, it's bad. It's bad. No, it's not bad. It's just because the connection isn't good. So I end up putting a little stud on that ring.
Yeah.
And I use a 2 alligator clip with a wire, and I hook it onto the ground to make sure I know it's grounded and no more of those blue arcs on the bottom.
Yeah.
So just to make sure, because people were getting false readings. Oh, it's bad. It's bad. No, it's not bad.
Well, I've been using that thing every day now.
Oh, yeah.
To check
No, works
spark.
good. Works good.
And I'm going to tell you, I'm amazed at how many spark plugs I'm pulling out that have one little tiny yellow colored spark coming out of the electrode.
Yep.
And then I put the new one beside it, and it's a full. I mean, it's gigantic.
I've got them where
blue.
they're so carbon fouled that the arc can't make it through the carbon. Then you wire brush them. Poof, now it's fine.
No, I don't take that. They get a new carb. I throw the old ones in a scrap.
Yeah. Oh man, how long are you supposed to cook a bird for? That damn thing's been in there for 3 hours.
How big is it?
25.
Whoa. Yeah.
So anyways, Brian at 5-Star, he's supposed to be making an adapter. He's going to come up with some kind of adapter that you shove in to check with the short plugs. I told him to check out Henry's video.
Yeah, you don't need that. Yeah, the video that Hank did, as long as inside where the tabs are, you just bend them up. That's it.
Yeah, I told him check out Henry's video and
exactly
just do what Henry did.
Yeah, it works perfect. It does. Yeah.
But I will say, guys, that's kind of a weird topic for me because, I wouldn't mind having one of those testers, but a service, a 50-hour service on almost any machine, you have to replace the plug according to the manufacturer. So if I look at a plug and it may or may not be bad, but why would I go test it? Because I replaced the plug anyways.
I just interested.
Yeah,
I've taken carburetors apart.
In diagnostics, yes.
Yeah. I've taken some carburetors apart close that I can't believe that the thing wouldn't run because I couldn't see anything wrong in the carburetor. But then when I checked the spark plug, I said, I think it's the spark plug, right? But what I should have done was done the spark plug first and seen if it made the difference.
Right.
Because now I got the carb off, it's going into the ultrasonic cleaner. Like it's getting clean.
Exactly.
No, but I mean, I have if I got starting issues or if I have running issues, I will never, I will never go in the carb first. The only time I go in the carb first if the RPMs are oscillating. That's the only time I go in the carb first.
Now that spark checker, does that tell you that you got a weak spark?
Yep.
It does, eh?
Yep.
It does, yeah.
Okay.
I love it. It saved my ass many times.
Yeah, but I got it too here a couple of months
Well,
ago.
Mick was able to buy it for like $50. We paid like 70 for it, you know.
Yeah, I think our cost over here in Canada is like $80 for that.
Yeah, I tell you, worth it though. I love it.
Lucky bastards. All of
Did you see what Condon did today? His latest Condon with that
No,
Honda's first generator.
No, I haven't watched it. I saw the thumbnail for it. I was
Yeah,
going to watch it, and I seen you guys were live.
These generators were only given to dealers who performed well. They wasn't sold to the public. It was in 1964. Then they went out on the market the next year in 1965, and he's got one of these that a customer sent to him. And what he did, I didn't realize. I know. I mean, I'm not going to give away the whole video, but just one part of it, though. You know how we file points down to get good spark, right?
Yeah.
He actually had you could barely, it wouldn't make the gap on his echo tester. It wouldn't make the 4 millimeter or 6 millimeter gap. So he put on the light. You know, the light, to me, I don't really like the light because it doesn't really tell you anything. You could just barely see it. And it looked like the points were okay. But then he took them off and really cleaned them. Holy shit, went bright like hell. And I was like, wow. So that connection, not only does it give you spark, but it gives you good quality spark too. So you got to make sure but you got to make sure he sanded them. I use a points file. Okay. I always use a points file because I was always told you really don't want the sand or that shit getting into the points. You know, that's what I was always told. You don't want that sandy shit getting in. You want to
I've always
have
been
a file.
told use wet sanding paper because it doesn't leave anything.
I still think sandpaper leaves something, even if it's wet.
I know.
But,
Used to use the
I will say, well, sorry, Hank.
Used to use the striker on the matchbook. You fold
yep,
them
I
down.
remember that.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, it in terms of the cheap lighting up spark checkers. I mean, when you start using them, I mean, everybody says, "Oh, you can't say this or see that." Well, if you learn your tool, you'll see that you can see the difference between a strong and a weak spark by looking at your cheap checker.
But the problem I have with the cheap checker, and I'll tell you the problem that I have. Kohler commands are known for weak coils, Kohler command verticals, okay?
Yeah.
And what happens is when the coils start to wear out, it'll light that light all freaking day long, but under compression, it'll blow out the spark. It won't light it.
That's the only thing it won't tell you is that what happens under compression.
Because I had my neighbor call me, it's sparking gray, it's sparking gray.
Yeah,
so I go over with my spark checker and I put it on there and go, no, it's weak spark, not enough spark. Oh, my tester glows, the light glows. I said, throw it out.
Yeah.
I put a coil in it, the thing was perfect.
Two of them,
Hank, you're showing your age when you talked about a striker on matches. The kids today don't know what matches are.
How about the stick matches?
Never seen a match. They know what a Bic lighter is, but they don't know what a match is.
Yeah.
The place that I first worked for, we made those U-shaped flame shields for the Bic lighters. Because Bic lighters were made right here in Milford, Connecticut, literally 10 miles away. And my company, Lacey, at the time, had the metal stamping. We were stamping out like 3 million of those a day, the shields. And there was a place called Automatic Plating. It kept them in business for years, just plating those flame shields.
I don't care. The Bic lighter was the most reliable.
Oh, look, hey, how about rock concerts? You always held up your Bic lighter.
Yeah. I mean, they worked. I mean, they worked in the snow.
But the flame shields, the curved flame shields, we had 55-gallon cardboard drums filled, hundreds of them in our plant every day. Because Bic was only 5 miles away. We'd go to the plater, they'd plate them, and then we'd drop them off at Bic where they assembled them.
It's amazing how time can make a good product obsolete, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, just like the Bic pen, they made those here too. In Milford, the Bic pen.
Yeah, I mean, in all fairness, the Bic pen, I know it was popular because it was cheap, but
yeah, but you know what we used to use it for? Spitball guns.
Yeah.
You take the
Yeah,
clear,
pick it
you
up.
take the clear hex housing. It's got a vent hole in it. You tape the vent hole up. You take a coat hanger, make it into the shape of an L, put a little spitball in there, pack it down, then put another one in the back. Go like that. Bing! Oh, peg the back of your friend 10 seats ahead of you. Oh yeah,
Yeah.
that was fun.
No,
I
but I mean,
Well,
remember.
they did that
in
one
terms of
time.
being
They aimed it up and they
Yeah.
hit a fluorescent light tube above them and it busted the light tube.
You could. Oh yeah, those spitballs were.
but I mean that the big pen wasn't a good pen. It was just a cheap pen. But the lighter, that it may also may have been a cheap lighter, but Jesus, that thing would light all the time. I mean,
Mm.
you could drag it out of the water, shake it off, it
Yeah.
would light up.
But people
And-
didn't realize you could refill those. Nobody ever did though.
Yeah,
Because they were 99 cents. You get them at the gas station.
But
I
did they have
remember.
the valve at the bottom?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
Huh.
Everyone.
I remember a few years ago, we got a couple of snow blowers in. I think they were within, if I remember, within a couple of weeks. Guy showed up and he brought this snow. Never saw this snow blower before. So I said, "Where'd you get this snow blower?" He says, "Oh, I bought it like it was out of Toronto. Somebody was selling them." I said, "What'd you pay for it?" He said, $199. It's a two-stage snow blower. I said, $199, impossible. The guy says, "No, no." So while he was here, I said, "Let me go inside." I checked. Sure enough, they're $299, and they were selling them for $199. I went out. I said, "You bought yourself a Bic. You bought yourself a Bic snowblower." And he said, "What?" I said, "It's a Bic snowblower." He said, "What's that?" I said, "It's a disposable snowblower. This thing, I won't even be able to get parts for it. Like, this thing is made in China. Somebody bought likely a container full of them, and they couldn't sell them at $299, so they dropped the price to $199, and everybody's saying, 'Wow, a two-stroke snowblower for like $200. I can't beat it, eh?'"
Yeah.
Crazy. And he ended, I said, "Listen, we got it running. If I was you, I'd sell it and buy yourself something because this thing is going to fall apart. Like, this thing is made so cheap."
It's like over here. I don't know if you guys are hit by it yet, but there is a lot of Chinese brand electric cars over here. You know, the ones that can't afford a Tesla or the VW.
Yeah, the
or something.
BKYs or something.
They're BYDs and
BYD, that's it.
give them 10 years and they are disposable.
Yeah. Where's everything going to go? Where's all the batteries going to go? Where are you going to store them? Where are you going to scrap them?
Landfill.
Yeah, nobody's
They're
recycling
gonna
it.
start launch them into space.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sooner or later.
I mean, the whole thing is that, and I really don't understand people. I really don't. That they buy it because it's cheap and it's shiny and it's good looking, dude. What do you expect? I know you guys over here. Cars are taxed hideously.
Yeah.
Except electrical vehicles. Electric vehicles. They are not taxed crazy. So I can decide whether I want to buy a crappy run-of-the-mill Toyota Corolla like the one I have, or I can get top-of-the-line Tesla, same price. And I don't want the freaking Tesla because I know that when cars are so heavily taxed, when you buy a car here, it's important to know how much money you can get for it when you sell it again after 5 years, 6 years, whatever. Because that's part of the whole calculation of can you afford this car or not. And we're having these people. My brother bought a Tesla. I said, "Dude, get rid of it." I says, "Why? It runs great." "Yes, but it's 4 years old. Get rid of it.
Yeah.
Get a new one of the same kind, or buy something else. Get rid of it because when that thing turns 6 years old, it's got 75,000 miles on it. Nobody wants it."
I
It's a
forget
Yeah,
what.
how much life at that point in the game would be left in the freaking batteries on that thing?
Who knows? That's why people don't want to buy them.
Yeah, I think
And
there's like.
it's not like that Musk is throwing around good warranties. We had a case here about a month ago. Guy buys a brand new one of the mid-sized Teslas. After 6 weeks, he's been going through the same car wash for years. After 6 years, I'm sorry, after a few months, the paint starts coming off the car. He has the car checked out, and they say the place where he goes is, oh, the paint is soft. It's like there's not enough hardener in it. Calls up Tesla, and they say, nope, nothing wrong with our cars. Have a good day. Bye.
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
Well,
Why-
and then
and they do that. I mean, if brakes are rusting up, they will say it's because you're not using your brakes enough. Yeah, your car doesn't allow me to brake. But
yeah,
no,
with the electric cars, they shouldn't even be allowed to be sold in any area that is flood prone.
no.
They should be illegal to own an electric car in, like, say, Florida along the coast. You can't have one because if it gets wet, it's going to blow up. Or when
Oh,
they
yeah.
sell them, it's going to blow up within a short
Yeah.
period of time after it's sold because it got
And
wet.
you know what? And you know what? Fair enough to Tesla. They may be arrogant assholes, but they make a fairly good product in terms of electric cars.
Yeah.
What if your car is parked down in the basement of some high rise in the parking area downstairs next to a something Ching Fong Hong car?
Yeah, and it blows.
I'm not sure I like that idea.
No.
And the Mercedes that burns. The Mercedes, they got cars. People had them for 3 months. They light on fire. Oh, sorry.
Another thing that happened in Canada, if you ever want to sell a used vehicle, you got to get, like, from MTO, you have to get a sheet, and it shows all the owners. It shows there's no lien on the vehicle. And MTO has an appraisal price that the person that's going to buy it's got to pay the tax on. So this guy, I think he was from Burlington, Ontario. He has a vehicle. He is trying to sell it for $1,500. Okay, $1,500. But MTO on that piece of paper that he's got to give to the buyer says the buyer has to pay tax on $15,000. They're valuing his vehicle at 15,000, and all he wants to sell it for is 1,500. But nobody wants to buy it because they got to pay tax on $15,000.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Kenny, it's been a blast. I gotta go. Dinner's almost ready here.
Close.
Yeah,
guys-
I gotta hit it too. It's been an hour and a half. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yeah,
And
Yep. Happy
Well,
Thanksgiving, though.
and
Saturday,
the snow is coming, isn't it?
No.
I hope so.
I
Saturday
thought on your side of the lake there's supposed to be a sub-zero with feet
in
of snow.
Ohio, my friend Craig was just saying, in Ohio, it's 30s and it's going to start to snow. We may see that in a day or two.
Yeah.
New Hampshire, yeah, Vermont, Maine, all
down
that area.
down here, yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
Who knows? All right, guys, we'll see you Saturday stream as usual, and then Sunday I'm going to be with James Condon. I may go live. We'll see what happens. But anyway,
take
otherwise,
care.
have a great
Happy
holiday. We'll see you
Thanksgiving.
Saturday, guys.
Thank you. Take care.
Thanksgiving, everybody.
Yep. Bye.